Hey everyone, we are live. Arsenal Fan Circle here, season 3, and I just had to check with the guys here. This is episode 23 of the third season. So, welcome everyone. Appreciate everyone who drops in and watches live. Appreciate everyone who watches on the replay. And we've got a full house here. Got to pare the episode down to about 80 minutes, 85 minutes. And Tony's going to give me some stick about that, but that's what I got to do. I got a commitment. So, want to
You're in breach of my
introduce right
contract.
here. What's that, Tony?
I said you're in breach of my contract.
Yeah, we'll have to renegotiate your contract. We got Matt here and Alonso up top. In the old days, it'd be like white t-shirts versus dark t-shirts here. You know, Tony, Tom, and Gary on the bottom.
Good evening.
Hello, everyone.
Well, my
Hi.
time, good evening anyway.
I will start off with Mahir. Mahir, 0-0 draw against Man United. How are you feeling about the results? Is it 2 points dropped or a point gained?
I feel it's well, it depends on what side you look at it. From my personal opinion, I think it's 2 points dropped. I think it was they were there for the taking. At the same time, on the other side of the border, they could have easily won the game. So I would say 2 points dropped. I'm like disappointed that we didn't take it to them, man. Shut them up a little bit more. 21 in 21. 21 in 21. After one game, they suddenly, our title race is over. Oh, what are we going to do? My God, man. Waffle jobs.
I love the fire from that here, bringing it there. Yeah, Manchester United fans, they can get gas because they're having a decent season. Hopefully, we're going to be them next season where we push up into the top 4 race next season. But I hope we're not talking about a title race. I mean, we can talk about it, but to seriously think that Man United are going to go and win the league this year, I'm going to put my reputation on the line and say I don't think they're at that point yet. And I actually think that we gained a point. They did play quite well. They pushed us back. They had a full strength side out, and we were missing 3 key players in Aubameyang, Saka, and Tierney. So yeah, we had a weak inside, and it's testament to us and the progress that we've had, especially in the last 6 weeks here, that we can miss 3 players and get a result like that even at home. Alonso, what was your thoughts on the game?
I think that you gotta take a negative in term. Well, I think it's like a point gained. I think we've seen how lucky Manchester United are being up front at the table, and I think that we played well. I think we played well enough to secure a point where we had our chances as well. I think Manchester United had more chances, but we played a very good defensive game plan, and I think got to give them the team credit for that. We didn't give up a goal. And we got to give credit to the team for that as well. So, I mean, I'm okay with the point. Although I wanted to win, but it is what it is at this point of the season. And seeing how we're not there yet as a team, I take it anything that they can give us as far as the point goes. And it's a rivalry game too. This is a rivalry game, so I think that it's important for us to take a win, take a point out of a tough draw. So I'm all right with the draw.
Yeah, onwards and upwards. I think the best thing you said there, Alonso, was we're not finished yet this season. I think we can improve, and there's levels that we can improve in here. Gary's DWTT. Good afternoon, night to the chat room, and welcome to the podcast, everyone. Pull up a chair and join the circle. You're all welcome here. Smash the like button. This content is completely free. We just ask that you press one small button. It does help the channel. Gary, what's your thoughts? So I think Alonso and I are taking the point. Mahir would have liked would think that it's 2 points dropped. Where do you lay on this one?
So I'll tell you what I thought going into the game, and then a little bit after, thinking about it a little bit more. Going into the game, the fact that we're going to have a lot of players out for injuries or, COVID restrictions and whatnot.
Yeah.
I thought, a 1-1 game would be fine. If we had our starters, I would expect us to win. Since we didn't, I was like, all right, well, I'll take a draw based on where we are. I mean, go in the future, these type of game, even if we're missing people on players on the field, I would expect us still to come out and get a win because that's where we want to be. The only difference is I don't think we're going to be pulling out a Martinelli for a Willian. So that's kind of where we are. That's one of the things Alonso said is that we're just not there yet. And since we're putting Willian in to sub for Martinelli, that's showing us where we are in terms of, how far we got to go. I'll take the 1 point. We had our chances. They had our chances. So I think it's a wash on who lost points today because I think they had better chances than we did.
Yes.
Martinelli snuffed out one of their chances, which based on the way Rashford was playing, probably still may not have gone in. So we don't even know that.
It would have been maybe a half chance, right?
Yeah. So I think in that respect, I think it was kind of a wash and, both teams will be happy. I mean, I think we're happy to take the one. I think they're probably not as much because of that doesn't keep them, where they want to be. So I'll take the point and I'll be happy with it. We just need to grow on it and we need to get healthy. Unless tomorrow we go crazy and pull out a rabbit, out of the hat tomorrow. This is what we got, and we're just going to have to get healthy. And I think that just means that Arteta is going to have to be precautious with all of his players in terms of when they play and when they don't. So I have a feeling we're not going to see a lot of players. We're going to see a lot of players sitting more than we probably expect, just because we need them for the long haul. Yeah. Sure.
Mahir, you want to jump in again out of rotation?
No, I just wanted to say one thing though. Wolves did lose to Crystal Palace 1-0. Easy goal.
Oh, yeah, and Wolves are actually on an 8-game. This is dangerous for Arsenal fans. Wolves are on an 8-game non-winning streak. So we always, as Arsenal fans, our ears kind of perk up when we hear that. It's like, well, we're going to be that club that will gift wrap a present to them. Big up to Gunnar Glenn. When we lost Saka, Tierney, all that, I was worried, but I think we played okay. Arteta's met us hard to beat. Big up to everyone, Steve Denham, the assembled Anthony from Republic of Arsenal, Taib as well, and AFC Red Room. So, yeah, and we're going to try and get AFC Red Room onto our podcast very soon. So, yeah, as 3, we'll take the point and think we're happy to take a point, and 1 thinks that we dropped 2 points. Sam, where do you stand?
I think we got a point because I think we actually, with like you guys said, having 3 key players not starting for us, it means a lot, and for them basically having their entire team available, they had an advantage, and I think they were the favourites for the tie. Because of their away form, because of their standing on the table, and also because of the players they had available. So I think it was a good job of us to come away with a draw. I think we could have won the game, the same as they could have won the game. Basically, either team could have won it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think it's a fair draw. They had some good chances. We had some good chances. Yes, they might have marginally had some better chances than us, but we hit the crossbar with the Lacazette free kick, so we were the closest, in my opinion. And, overall, it was a decent performance. Both teams set up to not really lose. That was the thing. They both set up to be strong off the ball and then sort of counter-attack when we got the ball. And, it was just one of those days when everyone was missing, I could tell, when we got to like the 60th minute mark and, people were, missing chances. Like, this is going to be one of those games where, you just can't score a goal, And basically Cavani missing his chance, even though it was more difficult than what it looked because the ball was coming in very quickly and he was coming at it at an angle. So, but still to miss it the way he did, it was just, we're not, no one's scoring today, basically. But yeah, overall, a point gained. I'm happy with the point there. It means we keep our momentum going. We've still got our streak going. We haven't lost, and we've got to take this into the next game against Wolves, because I think against Wolves, that's a game we need to win.
Definitely, I definitely enjoyed the way you chuckled there. The way Cavani missed that chance. You know, a little bit harshly, but I might have been razzing the Manchester United channel, saying that Cavani is the Willian of strikers.
He misses a lot of chances. He really does. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sam, if that was Alexandre Lacazette, would we be slating him a little bit now for missing two prime chances?
Yes, I think we would. We would be slating him, but at the same time, I don't think we'd be very surprised, because Lacazette does have an ability to miss quite easy chances, doesn't he? So I don't think we'd be surprised, but we'd still be slating him because you've got to be scoring those chances. If you're a top striker, that's the money. You're making money to do that. You should be doing it. So yeah. But Cavani, for me, he's overrated. He always has been. I remember seeing some games with PSG, and he missed chances I couldn't believe it was possible to miss. So yeah.
I actually think, Sam, that Lacazette's free kick, it is what it is. It's he took the free kick, and yes, he had an opportunity to put it below the bar. He also had the opportunity to put it above the bar. So I'm actually thinking. I thought he took it well, actually. Yeah, really. And who didn't jump out of a chair thinking that we'd scored there? You know what I mean?
Also, I guess one thing on that. Also, we're talking about. I think Sam said something, and I just. Not only were we missing players, but also we've got Partey and Martinelli that aren't anywhere
100%,
where we want them to be right now. I don't even think they're ready. Martinelli came out after 45, and Partey was just I think he's getting used to this league. It's going to take a while. Plus, he's getting it healthy and all those types of things. So. If this is, I think these are growing pains, and I like them because it just shows, potential.
I just want to shout out Stan here. Now, I know you're on West Coast time, but Stan, it's 11 a.m. If you're having breakfast now, what were you doing earlier in the morning, Stan?
He's having a kebab earlier.
Maybe you don't want to ask that question.
You might have been busy.
Time, now it's breakfast time.
Gary, he might have been busy earlier than 11 o'clock this morning. What do you think?
Hey, was he DJ, and that's why he's just having breakfast? DJs work weird hours.
Mrs. might have had a few chores for him to do before breakfast.
Oh man!
But we digress. And I know Stan got a kick out of that, so I'm not being too bad. And I was thinking about you, Stan. No points for a 0-0 draw. This is what Stan would like to implement. Okay, he's calling it brunch. Tony,
think about it. If it was a 0-0, if there was no points for a draw, and I would have been nice to see. I mean, the fact that we had to take Martinelli off kind of killed that whole thing. But
we didn't have to. We decided to.
Yeah.
You said it was a tactical. He said it was a tactical change, but.
So he brought on Willian, which means that Willian was a tactical move.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said he saw something he didn't like, so he took him
That's
off.
what Arteta said. He said it was a tactical decision because he thought Martinelli was struggling with his defensive duties.
You mean the header that cleared a potential scoring threat that none of his backline saw?
I think what he really meant to say was, I haven't seen my homie play for a while, so I need to see my homie play.
One of the sons, one of the brothers, one of the uncles. Mark here from AFC Red Room, new channel. Go check him out as well. We did well to get the point, given they were full strength. We had key players out, both teams. Could have won it, but I'm pleased with how we played without the likes of Oba, Saka, and Tierney. And Tony, last but not least, Tony, I'm going to get to you. 1 point gained or 2 points dropped?
Both.
That's why I like you the last.
Tony always likes to make it clear, doesn't he? It's very clear.
I think based on our form, based on what they did last week, we should have got with 2 points. It doesn't matter who's in our lineup. I think Leno's the one that gave us the 2 points, so that's where we gained 2 points, but we lost 2 points by not getting the win.
Yeah, well, obviously, right? But the only thing Tony is clear about is his feelings about Granit Xhaka.
He loves him. He's got, you know. What was that? You're number one? Zaka number one? Is that what you were saying? Okay, that's what you think.
Brownie's done a video on Cavani's misses, so check them out. Not here.
I've seen that one, yeah. Cavani misses some great chances.
Really? Not here. Manchester United on a great run away from home, a full year unbeaten, and they get another unbeaten game with us yesterday. But we've also done well. We're 7 games unbeaten, so this is always going to be 2 teams in pretty good form, going to meet head on head. But I thought that we thought it could be an open game, a free scoring game, but we got the latter. We got a kind of a tight game. Margins were very, very tight in it.
You see, there's a lot of supporters, a lot of fans of these 2 clubs. That, you know, it depends on how you look at it. You could look at it like a really, really boring, drab game. Then again, you could look at it in terms of loving these type of matches because it's so tactical and it's so tight. And to be honest with you, it wasn't that bad of a game. I've seen much worse. I've seen much more boring games where it's like the whole game, there's no shots on target, or 1 or 2 or 3 from each of the sides. So yeah, man, like I say, it used to be a very big game in terms of who loses gets the title, who wins gets the title. And yeah, like I say, I am disappointed, man. I feel that we could have taken it to them, even snatched the 1-0, so we could just rub it a little bit in the faces. I would have over-celebrated. You know, you guys would have got the blue screen, the famous blue screen, with a little song, you know?
I don't know. We missed that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you know what?
man.
We lost 2 points then. If the blue screen was if the blue light was the result of a win, then yeah, we definitely lost 2 points.
We've got a lot of contracts tied into wins, Gary. We've got Anthony's got to appear when we have a win, and we have now the blue screen has to make an appearance as well. If we ever get a 4-0, I believe the Luchador is going to join us. If we ever get a 4-0 win, I don't see that happening. The Arsenal Luchador. But Alonso, this is a game a few years ago. We would have probably lost this game a few years ago, but it just shows we've upgraded our defensive ranks. We used to have Colonel Mustard, and we used to have Socrates, and both of them may go in this window. We'll talk about the window at the end of this preview in this game, but it's a game we could have lost 2 years ago even.
Well, 2 years ago, I think we won.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. We progressed as a club.
So yeah, I mean, I think that Arteta has his has a club jumper now. I think that we have our starting 11, and I think that defensively, we kind of in the past we kind of lacked the defensive mentality where we were always on fringe. We were always afraid to lose a game, but now we have confidence in the back 4, and it kind of helps that Rob Holding has finally come into his own where he can secure a weekly or a game-by-game basis where he could still be on starting 11 every game, which is good to see because, as you know, he's been struggling, he's been hurt, he's been injured a lot. So to see him do well is pretty good to see, and it's encouraging. And David Luiz really he did good this time around this game, so I'm very proud of him. And of course, the emergence of Suarez really helped out as well. So good to see it back 4, and we didn't give up any goals, which is always a plus because in the past we're always afraid to give up a lot of goals, especially playing rivals. You know, so all in all, we left attack going forward a little bit, but when you play a game like Manchester United, where they're at the table, there's no really margin for error, is there? So.
No.
It is what it is, and as an Arsenal fan, you gotta be somewhat proud of their performance, especially of late.
Yeah. Now, Gary, I'm going to try and angle this conversation so that when I get around to Tony, I'm going to be talking about the midfield couple and the better player in that midfield, Gary. So Tony, I want to manipulate it.
The one whose name doesn't end in Y, I guess, huh?
Doesn't end in Y, but I'm evil that way. I'm the host, and I can make things happen like that, Sam. But listen. Gary, again, watching the Manchester United, I was peering in. I was doing some spy work on the Manchester United channel. And can you believe they actually accused Arsenal of poisoning one of their players on the field? Have you heard that narrative, Gary? Or
I
Sam?
did not see that. I think you did mention it a little bit, but no, I didn't see that. I didn't. Actually, I haven't watched that many United fan sites.
I've seen some, but I haven't seen anyone mention that. But it sounds that doesn't sound serious. It sounds like banter or something. I can't be serious with that.
In this day and age, we're not feeding them.
How can we poison Scott McTominay? Honestly,
it's somewhat akin to lasagna gate,
Oh yeah, that's another one with the Tottenham fans when they couldn't field half their team due to food poisoning. Yeah, apparently the chef was an Arsenal chef.
If we're gonna pick one player, why would we pick him? I mean, Bruno.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bruno. Go for Bruno. Give him food poisoning.
Let's target McTominay.
McTominay's crap.
Let's target McTominay, Gary. He's the one. He's the key.
I mean, because when he comes out, that there's no way. I mean, if that is the case, then we are just really bad at sabotage. We need to work on those skills.
Yeah.
It was Lacazette, and he missed again as usual. Put it in the wrong water bottle, didn't he?
Or Sam, we only offer a lasagna in that variety. And he's the only one. McTominay is the only one who took lasagna from the buffet. But Sam, I'm going to get my hero in as well because he's going to have the fire. But Sam, Manchester United will be raging. The Manchester United fans will be raging about that. To tack this draw on for them, couple that with the Sheffield United defeat, they've only got 1 point out of 6 in a season, and a large percentage of their fan base were getting gassed about.
Oh yeah, not long ago they were champions, weren't they? I just forgot there's another 20 games to go. But anyway, that's just minor details, right? The last 20 games.
and we took 4 out of 6 points out of them. So not a bad haul when we look back on this.
No, it is. It's good. And lately, I feel the last few seasons we've had a grasp of Manchester United. We play them, we play well, and we normally draw or win. We seem to do well against them, and I like that. It shows we're a bit more dominant against them. I just wish we could do the same with Manchester City. That'd be better.
Yeah. So Sam, they can either go to one of two ways. Obviously, everything's one of two ways, right? Manchester United can double their efforts and kick on, or they can kind of lose the plot a little bit and lose form.
Well, I think they'll kick on a bit probably because they're a good team. They play well together when they're in form. Right now, exactly. At this point now, exactly, they're a bit off of form, but I think they'll find it again. But they're not going to win the league. They're not going to win the league because the front three aren't firing on all cylinders as they should be, and also they're bottle jobs. Manchester United, whenever it comes to the real key crunch games, they're bottle jobs. They're like Tottenham. They bottle it. They haven't got that winning mentality, and that's what Roy Keane said. I saw his clip saying about Manchester United for this game. He said you can just see the players. They don't want it. They don't want to win. They don't have that drive, that desire to win. And if you're scared of winning, then you can't win the title ever. So it's that mentality, that winning drive, that mentality that they're missing, and I think we're missing the same as well. We need to get in 2 or 3 players who have that drive to lift us as well if we want to go for the title.
I see some signs in that. I want to get Mahir in, keep the fire burning there, Mahir, and the Manchester United fans. Want to pile on?
Yes, I do want to pile on. These guys can run their mouth all they want. Do you know how sweet a win last night would have been? Oh,
would have been nice.
Oh, My
Always
whole
tastes good, doesn't it?
entire
Yeah.
house would have turned blue. You would have seen it from. You would have seen it from a satellite from NASA.
Would have been a blue light district. Gary, it would have been a blue light district.
Nice. You know what? You know what?
And they'll just
We lost
so-
3 points, even though we got 1. So that's
Yeah,
how
man,
bad it was.
It's just such a pity because they've got such. I love giving it to them, especially even though we are not on our level where we need to be right now. But despite that, we take 4 points. Despite that, we take 4 points. Imagine 6. Oh, I would have not been the first. Everybody would have gotten this little picture that I have of a Aubameyang animated picture with an L that I've described to you guys before, and everybody's inbox would have been full with that L. So hold it for the whole week, please.
Gary, you see, Tony disappeared because he felt I was coming to him next about Granit Xhaka. Tony, I'll cut you some slack. Alonso. So, Alonso, as Dan said here, we should be phasing David Luiz out of starting 11. He's not going to be part of things next season, so start the transition now. I actually feel we need David Luiz as part of our squad depth, and I don't know if Alonso might be frozen there. So, Gary,
that was doing a statue impression. I don't know, one of the two.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. We need, but you know what? The trick is you need to get these players healthy. I mean, Marie and Gabriel, I guess, just aren't ready. Even though I think Gabriel should have played personally, just because I think we need to get him going. If he struggles against United, that's fine because he needs to get back into form. And how else is he going to do that? Because I believe that they can do this via practice, but it seems like they can't. They need to get on the field and play. So he needs to get out there and play. When Marie comes back, then we have to go through the same thing again, right? He's going to have to get, get into form and all of that. So then we've got to wait for him to get up, and then hopefully that's it. But we should be phasing out the players that aren't going to be part of the future, especially now. But the key is you need a physio that can get these guys ready to go. I mean,
shout out to Daniel for joining us as well, the blind gooner. Gary, a quick word for Martinelli. Seems like we're having to phase him and be a lot more gentle with his integration into the squad.
Yeah, and I was kind of saw some of the comments in the chat room as far as Martinelli coming out because of his defense, which I don't know. The fact that he saw he saw some trouble and he went in there, cleared it up, shows to me that he's definitely aware of what's going on the field, which is one of the reasons why we have this resurgent, right? We've got these young players coming in that don't just play forward; they play backwards as well when we need it. When there's a counterattack, they are the ones sprinting back, getting in the way a lot of times. The old timers, they can't do that, right? So, no, I mean, Martinelli needs to get out there. If he's healthy to play 90, he should play 90. If he messes up, I'll take him messing up than somebody else at this point. We've seen enough, right? We've seen enough from all the old timers. Anybody 28 and up that struggles out there, that's I'd rather have my 20-year-old, 22-year-old struggling right now because I know they're going to give me more positives than negatives at the end of the day.
And I don't know any other winger in the squad that would have noticed the danger and got back and intercepted that for heading it out for a corner with Rashford on the right hand side.
Yeah, so and that's the thing with Arteta, right? So Martinelli makes that play, and the reason he never I don't know if he commented on that play at that point in time, but that should have that should have been a positive thing to hear come out of his mouth because that was definitely could have been a game saving a play from the like you said, our left wing who's coming back to defend because the back line doesn't know what's going on, which I think it's going to happen as we get into as we move along, people are going to be out of position, but I think that's the growing pains of getting where we want to be. But Martinelli coming out for tactical reasons because he wasn't playing defense. I think his basic because we got a lot of that are worse than that, and some of them are defenders. So
Yeah, Tony, and it come to you on this, on your comment actually. Stan is hesitant to phase Chambers back in and phase David Luiz out. It could actually just be that he favors David Luiz over Chambers, Tony.
I think Chambers needs to be playing. He was playing great last year. He hasn't really got hardly any game time at all this season. Just under 23, 21s. And to me, I think he's a better defender than Luis. To me, I think he's better than Holding. He can play multiple positions. He gives us something other players don't give us besides Aikman and Niles. I guess Arteta don't like versatile players anymore.
It would appear so, and we're going to have to chat about what's going to happen tomorrow in the final day of the window. Let me go to Alonso next. Alonso, I think we're going to have some difficulty picking out the Man in the Match award in about 15 minutes from now. I think we're all going to probably have differing opinions. And that may not be a bad thing, because what it shows to me is that you've had a number of very, very good performances throughout the team.
Yeah, and I think that what's so good about not knowing who the man of the match is that we're doing something right. When whether we do defensively or offensively, it's time that I think.
Newsflash. We'll go right back to you, Alonso.
The Spuds are losing. We are happy.
1-0. So
Yes,
I did actually think that would happen with Harry Kane.
Trossard.
Alonso, carry on, buddy.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I think that in multiple games, we tend to pick out offensive players like Saka and Moses Rowe, maybe Aubameyang in the past. But I think that whenever you look at someone like Rob Holding or Suarez, finally have some defensive stability, and I think that we got to acknowledge defenders too, at some point. So it's good to see that, I think we're finally playing together as a team, and this is no longer a one-man team, where in the past season we depended on so much about Aubameyang to make the goals and create even. So it's good to see that our team is finally coming together in a way.
Sam, that's a great point, because we can actually afford to, not that we were ever going to stop, but Aubameyang has to take care of his family. That is number one for everyone in the world, right? Your family's number one. Your work comes second. But we have a squad that can withstand Aubameyang having to leave in an emergency, or any player having to leave in an emergency. So.
Yeah, we do. And like we've been saying, oh my God, what's happened to my ear? That's it. He's gone now. That's it. We've lost him. He's.
We have to appeal. So Sam, we have to appeal to some of the younger generation. We've got Alonso.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, lately Aubameyang, of course we know there's good reasons why he's been out of form, and hopefully he gets that result and he can come back both rested and maybe find some form again when he feels better in mentality wise. But lately, Martinelli, he's been filling that space nicely, hasn't he? So, we haven't really missed him that much. And we've it's actually evident that we've been playing better without him. We've been playing a lot better attack-wise without Aubameyang, unfortunately, because of his predicament.
Yeah. And we don't know. This has probably been something that's been weighing heavily on him
for a long time. I think it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah. So all Gunners worldwide want to wish our best for Aubameyang's mother, and hopefully his situation it gets better for him.
Exactly.
He can come back a happier player. Matt said here, Luiz's winner's mentality came through in his interview. I like that. I like the interview as well. Good to have in the squad. Yeah. It seems like everybody's rowing in the same direction again, Gary.
Yeah, well, Luiz is good because he is a seasoned veteran that can actually help out the team. That's the plus. Not necessarily always on the field, but like a lot of people said, in his interviews, probably in the back room on the practice field. That's kind of what I was looking for Willian to do. He didn't necessarily have to do it on the field as much as help along the youngsters up front to get them where they need to be as well, right? And so we don't have to depend on him on the field. That's the difference, right? We want that seniority in the locker room, on the practice field, and then we'd see it out on the field. So yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with the sentiment that Luis he's a good player for those certain things. On the field, probably not, because long term he won't be around, and we need to get the other players up to par. If Chambers is healthy, he should be playing. I'm assuming he's not healthy, because
No, you definitely need that kind of leadership, and I think David Luiz can give it to us for this season. I think we got to move on, as Stan has said, from the summertime onwards. Listen, every channel needs somebody who's going to cheer for them and ask people to smash the likes up. And Taib, shout out to you for that. Really, really appreciate it. Does anyone know who the medical team are as they're getting paid and the players aren't fit? It seems to be an ongoing situation with Arsenal. Did Pepe do enough to get another start? Well, let's dive into that right now. I believe he did enough to get another start. He seems like, anyone who plays darts, you start outside. If you want to get that double, you start outside the border, and then you move in a little bit in your second shot. And I think Pepe's tried to do that. I'd like him to get shots on target. Mahir? Pepe?
Jeez, was that 6 step overs and then a shot? Oh, okay.
It was a Charleston Foxtrot, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got tired doing that.
I was like, please. Okay, would you like to shoot now? Would you like to put it in the See, unfortunately, I would also love for him to get more starts. I just feel sometimes, if it hasn't been said already a million times, he does too much. Like, sometimes he just does too much instead of focusing on the basics. And I would love for him to succeed. Instead of doing too much, focus on the basics, and maybe instead of 4, 5, 6 step overs and a shot that goes a little bit high, put it in the back of the You understand?
He's like an old car. You got to crank it. He's got to 0 step overs to get himself into form. But
He's like
I
box.
definitely think he's going to have the opportunity. He's going to get some games now with Aubameyang being out. Gary, he's going to get some games.
Yeah,
and whether it be on the left side or right side, he's going to be able to step up, hopefully.
Yeah, on my show, I got to talk about Pepe a lot, because I felt like that was probably, as far as how he's been playing all season, this is probably the one game where I thought he did a lot more than just on the ball, right?
Yep.
He did a lot. I saw him doing a lot tracking back. I actually saw him doing a lot of running back and forth, more than usual, not enough, but more than usual. So hopefully he understands, and I think this is influenced by, the Sakas and, the Martinellis and stuff, that, what? The offense is cool, but you're going to have to, there's other responsibilities. And I think he showed some of that yesterday. And, the more he plays, hopefully the more he gets better at that. And, he'll be able to he should be able to score at will when he has, space. What do you guys, I keep missing these jokes. When I start talking, all the jokes come. So,
Alonso, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's my ears expressions are hilarious.
No, sorry, Gary.
So he's funny. You're funny, man. All right. I feel like
nobody stop being who you are. Keep doing what you're doing. That's what people are watching.
No, I like what Pepe's given us, and that just is another addition to the front four, right? The rotation. Yeah. So I'm liking that a lot. So the more, I'm waiting for Sam to say something good about him. So I'm still waiting. All right,
well, we are going clockwise, so Sam, you're next.
Yeah,
he's like, continue on.
Get away.
I thought Pep had a decent game. But listen, we're at this we're at this stage now with Pepe where if we just see him have what is a normal game for a player, we're like, wow, he's fucking awesome.
I didn't say that. I said it's
no,
good
I'm not saying it. I'm talking about many other people. I'm saying we're at this level now with him. We're so used to him being so shit that, not even be able to do the basics. That when he has a game where he's just doing the basics, it's like, wow, where did this guy come from? You know. And yes, it was fun to see him do the Charleston Foxtrot on the ball. You know, that was before he shot the ball. That was entertaining. But then, why didn't he? So you know. But anyway, listen. I thought he had a decent game for Pepe. For Pepe, who is in his own category, major flop category. He had a decent game. You know, credit where it's due.
Yep.
So yeah, if Saka's injured, as I said before, if Saka is injured, I want to see Pepe play, not Willian. I think Saka gives us more than Pepe gives us more than Willian, basically.
Much more.
And I think you're answering the Assembles question right at the bottom of the live chat there. So
Yeah, I didn't
Tony,
see that, but yeah.
yeah, Tony. Problem with Luis is you just don't know which one will turn up. Sometimes, in fairness, he played very well against United. Tony, we have not seen, knock on wood, we've not seen David Luiz as we know him from previous seasons. He's actually been playing quite well, Tony.
I think he's had better partners with Mari and Gabriel. Now, Holy
Good
did
point.
good job, but he can always be Luis. You can't trust him, just like Zaka. They always have a stupid mistake in him and a yellow or a red card in him.
Yeah.
Just never know when it's going to come out.
Big up to Darren. Listen, Darren, we're all behind you here at the channel. Everyone who's associated with the channel are all behind you. I know it's easier said than done, but you know these are people you don't need to listen to or pay any attention to. The people who know you and like you for who you are, those are the people that are important. So I hope watching the podcast, it's going to help you as well, just to get that stuff off your mind and move forward, you know. So let's get into the game a little bit. Alonso, United started off pretty well and pushed us back. And, you know, Martinelli heads the cross away in the 29th minute. The Rashford is about, we don't know if he's about to score or not. I'll go to Gary. Everybody drops out just as I'm asking questions, Gary.
Yeah, they keep disappearing, don't they? It's like, what are they, Houdini?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, Alonso.
Did you catch the question, Alonso?
Yeah, ask the question again. Ray, sorry.
All right. Yeah, so Manchester United are playing quite well in the first half, and they push us back. There's not a lot of connectivity between Lacazette, Pepe, and Martinelli on the left, and it seems like we have three forwards that are not linking together.
He's scaring me. I'm sorry. I'm seeing flashbacks to some other video I saw. Keep it up high, my hair. You were scaring me. I'm like, what is he doing?
I only got that joke last night as I was heading to bed. I was like, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry for that
So
interruption.
sorry, guys.
You just broke Alonso's train of thought, right, Alonso?
I'm
Sorry, Alonso. Carry on, brother.
Yeah, so you know, I think that it's kind of a lack of playing together, I guess. Whenever Martinez has been hurt for a long time, and Pepe is in and out of the lineup, so there's no really consistency with the three. And it kind of hurt us a little bit because you know we're used to Saka playing on the left, right, and
Yeah.
That's been most successful is when he's on the right. Sorry, and you know it's those little passes that between Moses Rowe and Lacazette and Saka. So it was frustrating to see that because they're all talented players and they bring it all something to the team, but they just didn't have it together, not yet at least. And so hopefully they'll get sorted out if Saka can't play and Pepe starts or Martinelli starts again. So there's something to look out for, you know, if they can find rhythm, which I hope is fast. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully they'll work through it.
Yeah. So Manchester United had the majority of the game. We were almost playing on the counter-attack. In the 29th minute, the 30th minute, Emil Smith-Rowe drops his shoulder in midfield, drives into midfield, and I thought he connected quite well with Pepe. He fed Pepe, and yeah, these are the step overs we're talking about. 5 or 6 step overs by here, and Pepe gets the shot off, but you could see fear in the Manchester United defenders there.
I love it. I love seeing fear in their eyes, especially against any opponent. I'm just waiting to pounce. I'm like a lion waiting to pounce on my prey. I'm just wait till this goal goes in. Yes, and you guys lose the game. But yeah, man, unfortunately, there was some good link-up play. Was loving what I saw. Loving, liking, don't know what really. But yeah, man, just slightly a little too much showboating. A little bit more critical. And that would have found the back of the net and we would have been, oh man. What could have,
Yeah, Stan said Pepe's step overs would have made Fred Astaire proud. Gary, you're moving into a phase here. Last 15 minutes of the first half was probably Arsenal's worst period of the whole match. Wan-Bissaka header goes wide in the 33rd minute. 34th minute, I really thought Fernandes was going to score here. He cuts inside on the, I think, holding and shoots just wide of the far corner. Very dangerous moments. Bellerin, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Holding to concede the corner, which is needless. And 43rd minute, Rashford hesitates on a ball that he probably could have hit first time, but it's not on his favorite foot.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I don't know. When the goal's sitting in front of you, I mean, you're supposed to be at least be able to kind of put a foot on it and get it in. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. And he didn't, he seemed hesitant all day, and not just that one time, but I think multiple times he seemed hesitant on the ball. And I don't know if that's because of the pressure we put on him or what, or he just was having a bad day. But yeah, him and Cavani both looked like just they weren't, I don't know what was going on there for them, but I'm happy for that.
Yeah, and as Rich, we had the pre-game show with Rich yesterday. He said he feels Rashford is better either through the middle or on the left side. And we were foreshadowing Rashford tearing Bellerin and Holding apart, which didn't happen because Rashford was mainly on the left side. I got to say, Cedric has really stepped forward in recent games as well.
I think there definitely was one point in the game where it was Cedric, Martinelli, and Emil Smith-Rowe all kind of attacking, pressing from that front side, which I really liked. So yeah, I mean, he's still got a ways to go, but he definitely can help out. And once again, we missed Tierney, but we didn't miss him as much as we thought we would. So he's just been filling the gap, holding it down for a little bit until Tierney gets back. So that's been a welcome sight. I mean, if he's playing our backup, then that's good. If he moves to the right, I think all the better. That's the other thing, right? I mean, the way he's been playing on the left, and he can go both sides. Why not give him a try and have him play with Tierney out there, and solidify that back even more.
Definitely may have solved our issue in needing a backup left back. Quickly, Mahir.
Now, one thing that I would love to see, I'm sure you guys would love to see it as well. Cedric playing on the right hand side instead of Bellerin, and Tierney on the left hand side.
I think we'll see some games. I think we'll see some games of that. But we do know that Bellerin is one of the sons, one of the favorite sons of Arteta. Mark Green, great to see you here. New face. Pepe is better than Willian, which doesn't say much. Really, Sam, this is really a scary part of the game. Right at the end, Fernandes has that free kick, and we look really pictures that were coming through to me. A lot of hesitation with Leno and setting the wall up, and Leno didn't seem to be set correctly. And Manchester, we weren't even set. The wall was not even set. I'm not even interested in this Bellerin taking a lay down on the beach on the grass behind the wall. I just don't like that. There's something about that. I know the wall jumps and don't jump. Tell your players not to jump.
Which better person to do it than Bellerin, eh? Just
Yeah,
lying there. Look at me, look at me. Yeah.
That's his side gig, so he's not that, man. He knows how to do that.
That's why he's in the side, Sam. He's in the side to do that, and you know, he's not the only one that can do foul throws as well. They did.
No, it just looked like it looked like we was messing around a bit, weren't we? We weren't disciplined. It was taking too long. It was a bit messy, wasn't it? But wasn't very good. But luckily they didn't capitalize from it, could they? So you know, ended up okay. But it wasn't our greatest moment.
In the end, David Luiz was able to get a head on it and flick the ball over. And I do like there are those moments in games where defenders they enjoy the art of defending. I'm not going to compare him to Tony Adams, but you know,
Socrates used to do that. If I'm not mistaken, Socrates used to do that. He used to celebrate going in for a tackle and winning the ball.
Yeah. These are key moments in games. You're going to have key moments, and if you can stop a team from scoring against us, you know, it's really, really inspirational to the rest of the team.
Yep.
So 0-0 at halftime, Tony. And Willian now comes on for Martinelli. He has a chance. I got him to shake his head other than Xhaka, Gary.
Arteta does that.
There's got to be at least 2 or 3 ingredients in there that makes
Arteta said he saw something he didn't like, so he made the substitution. Yep.
Willian has a chance to score I mean, how good would this goal be when it eventually comes for Arsenal? When Willian does score for us.
By then, I think hell would have frozen over, I think.
Luna Glenn said Liverpool had to sell players to rebuild. If we were building, we may have to sell some of our assets like Pepe and Lacazette. Exactly right, Gunnar Glenn.
And we give away our assets.
I don't think we gave away anything that was an asset so far. I mean, nobody was buying that. Nobody was buying any of that.
Tony,
garage sale, wasn't it?
In the 58th minute, the most dangerous move of the game sees Cavani miss that wide post, miss wide of that post. A real let off for us there.
Yeah, it was a scary moment. Luckily, it went outside.
Thank God it was Cavani.
Yeah.
Thank God it was Cavani, yeah. Anyone else, pretty much anyone else, it would have probably been a goal.
And the Revenant is celebrating Liverpool winning over West Ham. So.
John the Revenant, nice to see you here, pal. Hope you're well.
Hope they can jump back into the title race as well.
You're happy now you guys won, aren't you? You've been really salty lately with your losses and that, Liverpool. You're up and down, aren't you? You're up and down like a roller coaster.
Would anyone else take El Nanista over Xhaka?
I think
Xhaka's playing well lately. I think we've got him now in a position where I think Partey's pushing him. Me and Gary have been talking about this. I think Partey's pushing him, so he's getting more out of him. At the same time, I think Xhaka knows he's coming up to this point where he wants a new contract or something's got to happen. So either more money or he has to get a transfer or something. So I think all of a sudden he's up in his game now to sort of either get in the shop window or get a contract, and it's not good because this is the way he should be playing every game. But he only does it when he really gets pushed, right at the end of a contract or something like that, right at the end of a transfer window.
I did not notice that, Brownie. I'll have to check that out. Sam, Partey had a difficult game. He did some things really good. He had some good security of the ball. He drove through a couple of times, but some misplaced passes as well.
But Partey, like me and Gary were saying, Partey's not 100% fit. You can see he's not 100% fit. So, we're asking the guy to play when he's not 100% fit, and I don't like it. I really don't. But that's where we are at the moment. Because, that's where we are. That's where we are at the moment. We would rather have a Partey 80% than using El Neni and Xhaka together. That's where we are at the moment. But Yeah, I don't like it. Partey had quite a poor game, and that's going to happen, right? You know, he's going to have he's going to have a few bad games when he's bedding in and everything. And I also, like you say, he's not fit. I want to see him fit. When he's 100% fit, he's going to be a different player.
Not going to see it this year.
No, probably not going to see it this season.
I think he can. I think he can.
He needs to rest a couple of games.
So, Tony, just so I'm not picking on you for Granit Xhaka, I'm going to give you the Lacazette free kick, a high moment here for us Arsenal fans.
Yeah. Looked like it could go in, but it didn't. Disappointing. Good chance. Good shot.
And then, really, Alonso, that free kick came off the crossbar so close to going in. Would have been nice. And immediately after that, we had Emile Smith-Rowe shooting and a great save from David De Gea. And, you know, as an Arsenal fan, I got to say, those were our only two chances in the game offensively going forward.
Yeah, and, you know, I remember Emile Smith-Rowe missed his chance. And I remember how hard he kicked it as well. And I thought that could have gone in had De Gea, you know, messed it up and fumbled it. You know, it could have gone in. But, you know, I like his spirit. I really like Emile Smith-Rowe. I think that what he brings to the team is really special, and he's only going to get better. So, you know, I'm encouraged by not only him being on the team, but how players have played around him, and you know, it's encouraging. Even though we drew 0-0, I think there's some really encouraging spots in that game that you can feed off against Wolves, and you know it's very. I think too this game is very important because it will show how we can rebound against a draw against a good team. So I think it can only get better from here on out.
Mahir, it's really great to have a lot of people in the chat today. So really loving the vibe today. Good podcast.
Almost definitely. The Arsenal Fan Circle family. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to our panel. Oh, we love you guys.
Yeah, keep on coming back here. Keep on coming back here,
guys.
We get to the 88th minute. You know, we see Odegaard coming on, and you know, I don't know where I stand on Odegaard. I think he's going to split minutes with Emile Smith-Rowe. But I kind of, at this point, want to favor Emile Smith-Rowe more. And I think the fan base has got a bit Odegaard crazy on it. But there's enough minutes in the season for both players. Edison Cavani misses his second great chance. And in the 88th minute, it would be a terrible time to lose the game then.
I mean, I don't know why. If you wanted to bring on Odegaard, Gary, Sam, Alonso, Tony, don't you guys think 20 minutes is more or less 30 minutes?
25 or 30.
Yeah, 25 or 30, like Tony just said now. 25
He
or
only
30.
just arrived.
I mean, geez, 88th minute. I mean, 86.
He knows how to play football, Ray.
What's that?
Said he knows how to play football.
Yeah, you put him on the bench. That meant he could play, right?
Player's gonna play, but the manager has to manage, and that means managing minutes as well, right?
Yeah.
7 minutes? Do you think that's 7 minutes? Is that where we're at?
Time. No, it's brought him on far too late. Brought him on far too late, of course. You know, it's what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do out of those 7-8 minutes? What's he gonna do? It's nothing. So
no, it's just trying to build up his fitness, Sam, and he'll get probably 20 next game. You know.
So we'll see how Smith-Rowe what his fitness is like. We're playing Wolves now. Are we playing home or away at Wolves?
Yeah, so we're playing away at the Wolves, but let's have a quick word about the transfer window, and let's just roll up this Manchester United draw and talk about the achievements in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Sam, 7 games unbeaten. Some would say we did what we needed to do. We had teams that we shouldn't have been around. We were 16th place. Table doesn't lie in some ways. Well, we shouldn't have been around those teams, but we were able to climb out of it. And we are in a we're going to be stuck in mid-table for a number of weeks now because we're around teams that are kind of similar to our level, and there's games in hand for teams ahead of us. So we're going to stay around 10th, 9th, 8th place, at least for the next month.
We're still second in the form table. Hey.
We need to keep doing that. But Sam, how vital was it for it to get to be 7 games,
I mean,
7 games unbeaten?
I think 7 games unbeaten is above expectation. I think we've performed above expectation. I think we've done well. It's a nice bit of momentum going. We definitely need to keep it going, and if we're going to climb up the table, we need to get a winning streak going. That's what we need, because getting a point here and there is just not going to cut it. You see us on the table now. I think we're back down in 9th or 10th. Let me have a look. I've just got it here. We're in 10th, right? And you see the teams ahead of us, but they've got 1 and 2 games on us in hand. So it's not going to be as easy as people think to climb that table. But if we get a winning streak put together, we can get up there a bit higher. Something I think we can do, and 7 games out of 7 is promising, right? It's a change in the right direction. It's a positive change, and it's definitely us going in the right direction now. And I think against Wolves, we'll see a lot against Wolves, because Wolves, even though Wolves aren't in form at the moment, they're still a good team. They've got good players, and they're a team that we normally quite struggle against. So, if we beat Wolves now on Tuesday, I think we'll be showing signs of actually going in a very good direction.
Yeah, and Sam, 5 clean sheets, 2 goals against in 7 games.
And that shows our defense. That, like Gary says, Tony says, we're second overall defensively in the Premier League. I think that shows.
We're outright second now because Spurs just conceded a goal. They're still losing 1-0. Right?
So, and like you say, 5 clean sheets. I mean, our defensive unit has worked very well. Our whole team as a defensive unit collectively has worked very well. And you've got to give Arteta credit for that, because that is something we've done, is we've become a lot better defensively as a team. We've seen that. That's where we've improved. We came from a memory where basically, people could just, every team could just go through us like shit through a goose, basically, and just 100 shots a game against us, basically. It was just
like a goose.
It was just a free for all. It's just a free for all, wasn't it, against us? But now it's very tough. It's tough to break us down. It's tough to create clear-cut chances. They still happen, of course. But, we're looking a lot better. We're looking a lot more solid. And it's that balance we need now. We've got that defensive stability. We've got to be able to balance it with the attacking ability as well. We've got to be able to commit. It's that being able to commit more people into attack without being scared of, that counter attack. So I think we're too scared of the counter attack at the moment. I think so. That's why our balance is a little bit off. But I think we're looking so much better. We're looking so much better. We really are.
We have transitioned from stage 1, which we're calling defensive stability, right, Gary? And we're Tony. So we are outright the second best defense now. Tottenham have shipped a goal today. So as Don Warren said here, Arsenal's defensive structure is the best I've seen in 10 years. We would like to get Gabriel back into the team, maybe Pablo Mari. I'm looking at it, definitely David Luiz is second choice defender for us, but stepped in ably and has done a good job for us. So let's get into it, Tony. We're going to have a debate here, and we're probably all going to differ. Man of the match, Tony. What's your nomination?
Probably be Leno for me. I'd probably say my most shout-outs for holding. For me is Leno.
Let's kick it back counterclockwise. Sam, Bernd Leno, a great save against Fred in the first half, which I haven't mentioned.
Leno had another good game. Yeah. Leno had another good game, another couple of really good saves. He's a very good goalkeeper. He's showing that again now. I think he's found a bit of form. The last, basically with our streak, he's found some good form. He's been making key saves. Very good goalkeeper. I can see why people would want him as man of the match, but it's difficult because I think there are several players who had good games. I think Luiz had a very good game as well. Which is strange because the last game he was quite terrible against Southampton, but today he bounced back very well. And I think Luiz had a good game. Holding also had a good game, but I would put Luiz a little bit ahead of Holding for his leadership abilities as well. I think for me, I think it's Luiz, but just basically maybe a few inches ahead of Holding, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Tony does hand out the awards, but we're allowed to debate them as well, right? So, Gary, I actually agree with Sam. I think David Luiz held things together, him and Rob Holding. Bernd Leno definitely is up there. So, where are you going with your vote, Gary?
Oh, man. Yeah, this is one of those games where, at least to me, it seemed like it was more of a team thing, right? There was, 11 players out there all giving us some good plays. I mean, the only person that didn't really give us a negative play was Leno, so it's hard to look away from him. I mean, he played pretty well yesterday. I mean, I guess for me, I still feel like having Cedric out there helps us because we don't know when Tierney's going to come back, if he's going to come back, and how he's going to be. So having Cedric out there, I guess for me, I feel like gave us what we needed in this game. I'm going to go with Cedric. I mean, I know it's probably he wasn't lights out or anything like that, but I feel like for what we needed and coming into that game, I think we have an answer, and we got it backed up again. So at least this time around, I think I'm going to give it to Cedric. I think I gave it to Cedric last game as well, but I felt like he gave me what I wanted to see, and so I'm happy with that.
That is a good thing, Gary, because we're scratching our heads about Pablo Marie maybe, but definitely Cedric and those signings at the beginning of last year, and we're wondering if Cedric is ever going to work out with us.
So far, so good, and even Marie is. I mean, a lot of fans think Marie should be our starting left back, right? So, over Gabriel. So I think with that. They so far so good. Those deals, we haven't lost much on them, and I think we've lost some time, but they're showing that it's been worth the wait so far.
Got to jump down to Alonso. Alonso, your man of the match nomination.
Gary, you said Suarez, right?
What's that?
Gary said Suarez, right? Suarez, Cedric.
Yeah.
No. Gary said Suarez. Tony went with Bernd Leno, and Sam and I went with David Luiz.
For me, I would go with Cedric as well because the past couple games he's played in, he's kind of showed that fight, and he hasn't made any mistakes that wouldn't warrant him a starting position since Tony's been out. So. It'd be interesting to see if Bellerin gets a run, gets to go at right back where he can play as well, Cedric. So, I'll give it to Cedric. Why not, right?
All right, 2 for Cedric Suarez, 2 for David Luiz. Tony's out on an island there with Bernd Leno.
He's definitely going Xhaka. He's going Xhaka. Come on, let's go.
Mahir, you got to dig out Tony now by picking Leno.
I think was absolutely immense. Woo! Granit Xhaka. Oh, come on.
All right, were you being serious? Yes.
100% serious.
Okay, Tony.
Here's what you smoking crack.
I know exactly. I was going to say, it's a little smoky in there. I can't see you. Can you?
No.
What is in that cigarette, Mahir?
Definitely crack, some hallucinogenic stuff. I don't know what else is in there, but anyway, if I'm being completely honest and completely serious here, guys, I thought it was going to be weird for me to say Cedric, but I'm liking the way Cedric is able to, even for the meanwhile, cover at left back. Although personally, in my opinion, if you ask me about that back line, I would love to have Tierney on the left, Gabriel and another partner for Gabriel, and on the right-hand side, Cedric. I would feel more comfortable because he's proving to be one of those under or overachieving players, I would say, in everybody in another Arsenal supporters' mind. They would say, you know what, he's not good enough. He shouldn't be around. But like, look what he's proving. He might be proving to be just one of those players that can fill in multiple positions at the back if we really do need it. But I can't wait to see him get a consistent run on the right-hand side over Mr. Zoolander.
Yeah, and this segment is Tony's segment, so we kind of have to respect what he said. If he's going Bernd Leno, I'm definitely going to respect that, even though we all differ with your choice.
Yes.
But that is the good thing about this Arsenal performance, Mahir. It's really good that you can have 3 or 4 different players. Even when we're under strength, it shows that the whole team has that mentality to fight for each other. We're getting clean sheets.
I thought we need to see more often and more often. Because now, I mean, we've still got a tough run of fixtures coming up.
Yeah,
but if we beat Wolves and Aston Villa, it will be a nice start to that.
Yep. We're getting to that. And listen, this is kind of funny, Gary. We targeted Manchester United's haul of 66 points last season. We're targeting that as 4th place. It may actually be a lower points total needed for 4th place. I'm not saying we're going to get 4th place. We're just charting what Arsenal are doing and how we're heading towards those 66 points. And we are, I think, 2 games over halfway, and we're only at 47%. So still work to do if we're going to push into that top 6 even.
Yeah, and and that's all key on the health of the team. I mean, the healthy Saka, healthy Tierney, and then Aubameyang coming back from when, I guess he's going to be out for another week or so. So
it would be due to the protocols of quarantining.
Yeah, so that's going to be the key, is that when everybody's, I guess, back in the building, and getting healthier every day, that's going to be the key to getting those 66 points. I mean, that as Sam said, the only way this happens is if we go on winning streaks as opposed to non-losing streaks. So we need the 3 points. I mean, we need the 3 points because everybody around us has too many games in hand. We need to be able to, when we play them, jump, get the 6-point swing kind of thing. So definitely, yeah.
So Brighton are still leading 1-0, and that is good news for us. And Sam, what's interesting in the table is I think Crystal Palace and Leeds are the 2 teams that could possibly jump above us after our game at Wolves. But they have 2 very, very difficult games. I think one of them is Southampton, and they're going to play Manchester United, and I don't think that they'll get the points they need. What I'm saying is I think we're at 10th place, and we're not going to drop any lower than 10th place. But we do have to continue winning, right?
Yeah, of course we can't start losing games. That's not going to be good. But I think about 10th, and we might climb a bit above 10th, maybe up into 8th. I was thinking 8th is probably going to be a very good finish this season because, unless we go on that really good winning streak, everyone's going to be dropping points. We are, other teams are, but with those 1 or 2 games in hand, they're going to go ahead of us now. So it's not going to be easy to catch up those points.
Sam, let's get into what's going to happen tomorrow. The last day of the window. Do you expect anyone coming in?
I would expect to come in. I would expect we might see a left back. We never know. It could be someone we know, because Matt Ryan came in without anyone knowing. Somehow he managed to get to London Colney with no one seeing him. So
he didn't make yesterday's lineup though. So maybe we sent him back.
He's injured. Apparently he's injured. I don't know how severe it is, but apparently he's injured already. Which is what we do at Arsenal. Come to Arsenal, we'll injure you. Come to Arsenal, get an injury.
You're injured.
What about some loans?
I wasn't finished yet, so I think we'll see a left back. I think we could see potentially. I think we could see another midfielder. I think I think I've been reading that we're still looking at midfielders. So we might see someone else come in there. But then I think we might see some players go out. I think we'll see Reece Nelson and Willock will get a loan. I think both of them will get loans. And I think maybe also Maitland-Niles. I think we might let him go too, which is a bit unfortunate because I'd like to keep him for the rest of the season because we could use him in different positions. So I think that we'll see that lot go out on loan. Socrates is gone, by the way. He's gone to Olympiacos. Yep. So we've got rid of him. So I think that's what we can see. In terms of the midfielder, I was reading that we're actually looking at like another deep lying midfielder. I don't know why. But that's what we've been looking at. So I don't know. I think that's less likely. But I think a left back. There was talk of Alonso from Chelsea. He scored today. So I don't think we'll be seeing him.
I actually don't. Gary, do you think anyone else is going to come in? I don't think anyone else is going to come in. I think we're maybe going to send a couple out on loan. I think it's going to be a quiet day.
Yeah, I mean, I would find it amazing if they are able to bring somebody in this late that doesn't have has an exit clause on their contract, because I don't think, I feel like we're not there where we can make those kind of late day changes in the squad, but we definitely need to send out players. I mean, was it Runarsson needs to go out, and I could see Nketiah going out, but I can also see him staying. But the Willock, the Nelsons, I mean, they need to play. Ainsley definitely needs to play, right? I mean, there's 4 players there that need playing time. They're not going to get it here, or if they do, it's going to be spot duty, like, we're losing or we're up, 2-3 goals and we need the rest. But, I think I'm thinking tomorrow will be quiet, except for maybe some exits that should happen. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't happened already. That's the part that I don't get. I mean, we're not playing.
Well, what happens is you get to the end of the window and clubs get desperate, and you can the deals, the wheels get greased when the time runs out, Gary.
Yeah, but then what happens? Yeah, but then we always are late. We always screw something up. When it comes
to clubs will contact us for Reece Nelson and Willock and Maitland-Niles. They'll be calling tomorrow, asking for all 3 of them on loan. That's what they'll be doing.
Yeah, and I really hate the situation with him, Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, Tony, but it looks like he's going to need to go somewhere to get some minutes, and as long as he's still an Arsenal player, I'll be okay with him.
And if Mustafi goes to Liverpool, I'm gonna run naked down my street. It's -10 here.
Well, that actually actually is a very strong possibility, Sam. So
what's wrong with him? They
just picked up Davies, so I don't know if they're gonna. I think Mustafi might have to wait until the summer.
That'll be another video that'll break the internet, Sam.
Break me. It'll break me.
Well, that'll be the.
You do that every afternoon anyway when you try to chase down your reindeer.
Yeah.
Bloody hell! The reindeer. Yeah, running after the reindeer. Yeah. I'm not naked when I do that though.
Tony, we're gonna go for another 4 or 5 minutes here. Tony, any ins or outs?
I think I'll be 3 or 4
football related ins or outs.
3 or 4 outs we might get. I see 3 or 4 outs, maybe 1 in, since we're getting rid of 3 or 4.
Mahir?
We may, more outs than ins. We may just need 1 extra midfielder, I have a feeling, or a left back. Yeah, one of the 2, either midfielder or left back. Because from what I've been told, links are to Bertrand from Southampton and Van Aanholt. Yeah.
Okay, not getting Bertrand. No way.
Alonso, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? I think it's going to be a quiet day tomorrow, Alonso. Not frozen, is he?
Looking very serious.
He's thinking about it. All right, Gary, let me put up the next few games. We negotiated January. Sorry, Alonso, I'll bring you back in. We negotiated January, and now we have a tough February coming in.
All whites on the bottom.
There we go. Look at them. The all whites.
All whites are on the bottom, so I don't know. I don't know if the whites performed very well this podcast. I think we won this game.
I'm glad I went with the darkest shirt today. Then. Oh man.
Gary,
that
month incoming Wolverhampton Wanderers on Tuesday to start with. They have not won a game in eight games. Are we going to hand them a gift on Tuesday?
No.
No.
I mean, no. We are gonna get. We need to get the 3 points. So he's gonna have to put up the strongest team he can, and be pushing forward. I think I think we. I think they kind of got lucky that they got the win in the last one because we didn't make some certain moves that I thought we should have. And we kind of opened ourselves up and gave them opportunities to take the game from us, and they did. So hopefully he's learned from that, and he goes out and he gets us those points because we need it. Hopefully, Martinelli is part of the tactics going forward.
Yeah. And hopefully Saka. I think it was a hip injury from Saka, and Tierney can come back in. Sam.
Yeah, I was reading. It was just apparently he was feeling a bit of soreness in his hip, so it's just a precaution. I don't think we're going to see him out for very long. Hopefully, I think it was just a precaution. I hope. But could you just put up the fixture list again, there, you Shane? Because I just want to look at that again. Because that is not an easy set of games.
No, and Aston
Villa are good. Leeds, I think, can go either way. It's going to be one of those kamikaze games, isn't it? It's going to be like 7-5 or 6-4 or something like that. And then you got Manchester City. That's always tough. Leicester's tough. Burnley's tough. Spurs again. That's all form goes out the window. It's the game. Anything can happen. And West Ham are good, aren't they, this season? So. All of those games are real challenges. All of them. That's a tough fixture list we got there.
It sure is. I mean, we had this January, which got us into this good run of form. There's no doubt we had that surprise result against Chelsea on 26th of December. But then going to Brighton, winning was a key. I think that was a key fixture away from home. Lacazette finishing that way. We got a West Brom, we win. Newcastle. And on, Southampton, and now the draw with United. So we're in position. We got ourselves into position, Sam, but we got to take care of business now this month. It's going to be very, very tricky.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A winning streak. You look at those games. A winning streak looks very difficult, right? It really does look difficult. So we just need to get as many points as possible out of those games, really.
And what we need to beat, Sam, is ruthless against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
I mean, for me, Wolves is a game we should be winning. They're out of form. We should be winning that game. Villa's going to be hard. For me, I think we should be beating Leeds because I do think we can beat Leeds. They're very open at the back, so I think we can get at them. Even though they're good at attacking, I think that's a game we could win. Manchester City, tough, really tough. Leicester, really tough. They're a tough unit. Burnley, I think we can beat. I think we can beat Burnley. I think we can beat Spurs. And what was the last game? Sorry, I didn't see the last game there.
West Ham.
And West Ham, I think we can beat West Ham. We can beat them.
Yeah. This month goes as far as Leicester, so we'll take it 1 month at a time. And
then we've got the Benfica games as well, so that's going to be we're going to have rotation there, right, with the Benfica games. So yeah, it's going
to really test our squad. Listen, I have to leave it there. If anyone else on the bottom, Alonso, Mahir, or Tony want to jump in with a quick comment.
Yeah, I have to comment. I think that Wolves is going to set the tone for us. If we're going to do good or bad, I think that it's always hard to play Wolves and you can't break our defense for whatever reason. So it was a tough opponent, but I think that if we could win, it'll boost our confidence a lot. So yeah, I think that we go on a run and go out of it. The only problems we have that can hurt our chances is Man City and Leicester, and because they're just so good this year, and you see how Man City had turned even despite their tough start. So again, they're also beatable as well. So I think on the best day, you give them a hard time. So those teams are beatable. So
Yeah, I think we just need to embrace it. I think embrace the fact that we're in mid-table, Mahir and Tony. We're in mid-table, and accept the fact we're not going to be maybe higher than 6th place. Mahir, don't cry and just get on with it, right?
Mahir doesn't want to hear it.
We deserve much more, okay? I'm expecting 9 points from 9 points. If not, then I'm gonna go on a rant. Right, guys?
I think Mahir is kidding. But he is the younger generation, Sam. So you never actually know. They always want more, right?
Me,
I would love
okay.
9 from 9, though. I would love 9 from 9. It's
Yeah,
sad
we all
fantastic.
would.
being
We all would.
7th, 8th, 9th.
All right, we'll leave it there. I had to cut it short a little bit. Great interaction in the chats today, Gary, Sam, Tony, Mahir, and
Thank you.
Alonso. Great interaction. Mark Green, Don Juan, Taib, Stefan, the assembled.
Don't forget Stan.
Russ
Brownie,
here.
Before breakfast.
Brownie,
Mark Green, Russ, John, the River Knight, they're all here.
Evernight, Alex,
Taib.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
everyone in there. Steve Denham early on, Anthony, and Matt from AFC Red Room. We're going to get you on one of these days, Matt. So, listen, we go to Tuesday, and we will have a podcast on Thursday, 2 days after that. So, let's go get that win against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We had some great momentum, and yeah, I've been gassing up the Manchester United guys, saying momentum can stutter. It's going to happen to us. We have to accept that. Our momentum was slow, but let's start off next month with a win against Wolves. Thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, slap the like button. It really, really would help the channel. And thanks to the 5 guys here who've joined me today. And we will see you on Thursday. Come on, you Gunners, up the Arsenal. Let's get a win at Wolves. Win
Come
at
on, you
Wolves.
guys.